Good afternoon, EWI. It's Christy Smallwood again, and I just wanted to take a couple of minutes, maybe 3 to 5, and talk about renewal time. It is now for a lot of chapters out there. You've got end of the year renewals, okay? So whatever date that looks like, things should be happening right now. So because there's a sense of urgency, I wanted to put this together. It's not hard. It's not hard, but there's a lot of things going on, and how to not let things fall through the cracks and how to do them best. We've had a lot of phone calls over the past year of different ideas and ways to retain people. Well, this kind of falls under retention a little bit, but because it's renewal time, we're going to get right down to it. There's 2 steps to this. You need to remind them it's coming up and ask the hard question, are you in or out? Basically. No, don't say it like that because that would be a little confrontational to some, but you could say that to me and I would say in. But you have 2 different people here that need to be reminded. You have the rep and you have the executive. Those are 2 different messages. So back to the invite in the invitation area, same thing goes here. You have 2, who are we talking to? So you're talking to the rep here, so remind them that it's coming up and ask, all right, do you have any questions? Is there any cares or concerns? Get their feedback now. Same here. They need a reminder of all the good stuff that's happened in the past year and why it's valuable. They need to be reminded of they're valuable to the chapter. What sort of things can we help bring value to you? What things are they looking for? How has EWI changed your life over the past year? Things like that. So talk to them on an individual basis. Talk to this executive about everything that EWI has done and how their rep has affected the EWI local chapter and in turn the community. So they need to be reminded how good EWI is for the whole firm, so the whole company. Because remember, as an executive, they make decisions up here. The rep makes a decision here. Then ask. Some people you can ask down and dirty. Again, not be dirty. You know what I mean. Rubber hits the road, yes or no. Other ones, you go through a decision-making process of, start with some curiosity. Are you interested in learning more about EWI? What's the feedback been? Get them engaged in a conversation. Both sides, get them engaged in a conversation about EWI so that you can really get down to it. What are they finding value in EWI, and how has EWI helped? And in turn, remind them the value that rep has brought to the local chapter. Ask both the rep and the executive. Don't leave it up to just the rep, but have that executive information so that the executive is part of this whole process for renewals. If you have that. Now for me, I'm one of those. I am both rep and executive. I make that decision on my own. So as an executive, is this good for my business? Yes, because I know how to work it well for my member firm. As a rep, what am I getting out of it? A great opportunity to develop my leadership skills even more, as well as who trains the trainer. I'm a trainer. I need more training myself. Always looking for that, and EWI has provided a great outlet for me in that case. This is the basics of it. Now, let's remember over here, those firms that have an executive, depending on the size of the company, depends on is in perfect correlation to the amount of red tape it takes to get that payment through. So when you're talking over here and over here, that conversation, if that comes up about how complicated it is or they don't know about the payment, things like that, because we know that's one of the popular obstacles that we have is money conversation. Well, let's just understand it more. What's really going on? Is it a process thing or an amount thing? Because sometimes it's a process thing. For these reps that work for larger companies, they have to go through 2 or 3, up to 5 different points of approval within their company. I have one of those ladies in my chapter who has to have it 3 to 5 approvals before she can get a yearly check. Ridiculous, I know. However, it does happen. So don't be afraid to have those conversations, because it may not be about an amount. It may very well be a process. Ask, how can we help that process? What do I, as a president, as a membership director, who do I need to talk to help you out? Or would they want a conversation, have a coffee or whatever to help build that relationship to see if that process can go a little faster? Just continually remind the executive. But here's the thing, renewal time, if we have not been intentional about this reminding process, they're less likely to feel valuable. And ultimately, we all want to feel valuable in our chapters. So take the time to value people and remind them of their own value to the chapter. And if they feel valued and they feel like they are getting value out of that, so they've contributed and have been appreciated for the contribution, as well as they are getting fed, and not just food, but the experience, the development, all that we know EWI provides, sometimes we need to be reminded that this is really going on. So let's look back over the year, what we have been able to accomplish, all the goods that's been going on. Remind, then ask, but remind. And really, if we did this on a quarterly basis, we probably wouldn't have so much struggle at the renewal times. So we might work that into some sort of a communication process of when that should come up. Hopefully this helps a little bit, but it really boils, it's simple. And if we stick to simplicity, it works a lot better. Remind them, the rep and the exec, and then ask the rep and the exec, because you'll find out what we can do to make things better, and our retention rate will increase dramatically. Because if we put into people, they love us. So, love you all. Have a fantastic Merry Christmas and an amazingly Happy New Year, because we are all on a mission, and I am so thrilled to be a part of this with you. So again, connect with me anytime, and I'll do what I can to help. Thanks.